Hi, this is Michael Collins from GoMatrixHosting.com. Today we'll be discussing deploying, start, stop, and backup of your Matrix service. So we've just completed provisioning our server and setting up DNS records, and we've waited at least an hour or two for them to propagate, and we've also set up a well-known entries if we happen to be building our service around an existing website. And so now we're ready to deploy. Here we see a list of all the job templates that are available with your subscription. The second option here, deploy/update a server, is what will actually deploy our service. And we'll start that in a minute. Let's also talk about start/restart all services. Pretty self-explanatory. That will either start or restart all of your services. There's also stop all services. And we also have a template up here called backup server. Let's have a peek at backup server. Backup server basically just allows us to enable or disable offsite backup. For most people, you would want to have an offsite backup, so let's set this to true. Yeah, that's about it really. If we check the question mark here, we can get a description of what each of these survey entries means, and we can see that where the backup location is going to. The only reason you wouldn't want to enable a backup is if you were basically routinely exporting the service through the SFTP service we offer. So yeah, for most people you're going to want to enable this. Interestingly enough, this job is actually scheduled. So if you click enable, it'll basically allow your server to be backed up every single day at an almost random time. We'll also note that with the deploy, it also acts as an update for your server, and it will basically run every Sunday and update your service in place. So without further ado, let's deploy our service. Hopefully we have completed all the necessary steps, and this completes without error. Okay, so our deploy job has completed. That took about 10 minutes. You might be tempted while this job template is running to run other job templates, but you should not. This is a warning. If you run multiple job templates at the same time, you can break your server. So please make sure that you're only running one of these job templates at a time. Okay, so our server's basically been created now we've completed that initial deploy run. So if we have a look at our element subdomain, an easy way to see that our server is working is to have a look at that, and there we go. We see our element client. While we're here, let's also set up our backup. So let's go to launch template, next, and then we'll change this to enable backup. And this will basically run our initial backup of our new service. Cool. The original server that you create is basically a simple small server with no public registration, no federation available, and a few other common features turned off. You'll be expected to go through each of these sections and turn on the features that you do want for your application. Okay, that's it. Thanks for choosing GoMatrix Hosting.